Are you fed up with trying to find a solution for brain fog, lack of focus and concentration, or stress and anxiety? If so, then you'll definitely want to stick around for today's video where I'm going to be addressing the question, how gut health affects the brain, which might just hold the key and solution you've been looking for. Let's jump on in, shall we? Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Shockley, doctor of cause, chiropractic, board certified in sports medicine, and specialized in clinical nutrition. In today's video, we're going to be going over the most common mistake you're unknowingly making when it comes to addressing these very issues. Next, we'll discuss the number one reason why you're continuing to suffer with brain fog, lack of focus and concentration, or stress and anxiety, and how you don't have to do that anymore. I guarantee you it has nothing to do with the methods you've tried in the past. And finally, I will be sharing with you the key to taking back control of your brain's health using a behind closed doors method your doctors won't mention. Let's get started, shall we? Number one, the most common mistake you are unknowingly making has to deal with where your focus is at. Right now, if you're trying to find a solution and you're addressing or focusing on brain fog, lack of focus and concentration, stress or anxiety, and that's where you're looking, these quote unquote, maybe along the lines of mental health types of challenges, then you're approaching it from the wrong direction. You see, you guys, these are brain health symptoms. People who deal with anxiety, depression, lack of focus, concentration, all of these things we've labeled as mental health problems, it's not really that they're mental health problems. Those are the types of symptoms your body gives you when the brain is not working correctly. So the key with this is if you get your brain right, then the mind will actually follow. But you don't hear anybody addressing it in this manner. Everybody's so focused on just trying to manage or treat the symptom, which will leave you feeling like nothing is getting accomplished and you're just spinning your wheels. If you just focus on how do I treat brain fog, you're going to be addressing a response of what is actually going on beneath the surface. That makes sense? Have you guys ever heard of these types of health challenges referred to as a brain health type of a problem? Or have you always known these as more like your mental health types of challenges? I would love to hear your response. Go ahead and comment down below. Tell me, brain health issue or mental health problem? What have you heard? Comment down below. Number two, this is actually the biggest number one reason you're continuing to deal with brain fog or lack of focus and concentration, stress and anxiety. It's because you are staying focused on just that symptom instead of looking at you as a whole. Here's the thing, guys. These brain health types of symptoms, when the brain's not functioning the way it should, these are the things you're going to be experiencing. It's your body's warning signal that something's not right. Might not just be coming from the fact that the brain isn't working right. They might be the result of something else not working right in the body. Have you ever heard about the gut-brain connection? If you have, just comment down below. I'm super curious because this is a newer body of research and information that's coming out. Now, here's an example for you. Like these two areas, first of all, have more connections, like neurologic connections, than anywhere else in the body. They are essentially one. In fact, the gut has been called the second brain of the body because it has its own nervous system and it acts independently at times from the brain. But because they're so intimately connected, they very much so influence one another. And we're continuing to learn more and more about this relationship between the two. Have you ever walked into a room, you're getting ready to do a presentation or you have to give a speech or you're getting ready to compete and you all of a sudden get like that butterfly sensation in your belly? Well, that shows you from an emotional kind of experience, your stomach is actually reacting. Sometimes people get super stressed out and they find themselves in the bathroom with diarrhea. That too, like the gut is reacting to emotions. But here's another side of this that maybe you haven't actually realized. If the gut's not doing what it's supposed to, you don't always end up with gut types of symptoms, whether that's gas or bloating, diarrhea, constipation, gas. Like you don't have to just end up with gut problems. With this huge relationship and connection between the gut and the brain, if the gut is not doing what it's supposed to, you could be experiencing brain fog as a result, or maybe having difficulties with focus and concentration, or you might feel more anxious and nervous than what you should be based off of what's going on in life. In other words, in order to really figure out what's causing these symptoms you're dealing with, you can't just focus in on the brain. You have to look at the whole entire body. And again, I've shared about the gut-brain connection, so I very much so would look at the gut, but you want to look at you as a whole. The body is really good at continuing to do what you're asking it to do with whatever it has available. That's why these symptoms, these warning signs that something is not working correctly in the body can come from any type of a problem. So the best way to address and really get to the bottom of why you're feeling the way that you do is you have to look at you as a whole. Now, before I get into how to actually take back control of your brain's health, overall health, using the behind closed doors method that your doctor won't mention, I just want to remind you to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. That way you won't miss any future episodes coming out. I am producing videos on a weekly basis. Brain health is one of my passions, but I am also sharing all kinds of other information related to basically how you would achieve total body mastery. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and you will be sure not to miss a future episode. That brings us, guys, to tip number 3, how to actually take back control of your brain's health using the behind closed doors methods your doctors will not talk to you about. Won't even mention it. What is this closed door method, you're asking? The key is in testing. And one of my favorite quotes is, if you're not testing, you're guessing. As I mentioned in tip number 2, you have to look at you as a whole. The only real way to evaluate what's going on in the body is not by filling out a symptom survey. It's not really purely by looking at your genetics. It's not always related to food sensitivities. It's being able to evaluate all of you, all your working parts at once. This is what I do with my patients on a regular basis. There are so many reasons beyond the gut-brain connection as to why you may be experiencing these brain-related types of symptoms. It could be underlying inflammation. It could be simply just different nutrient imbalances and deficiencies, or it might be a chronic low-level infection that you have no awareness about. And one that I find on a regular basis has to do with toxins being stuck in your system. So you guys, the only real way to figure out how do I actually solve these brain health challenges, whether it's brain fog, lack of focus and concentration, or stress and anxiety, is to be able to look at you as a whole. And once you can see what all the working parts are actually doing and how they're behaving or misbehaving, then you can create a solution, a total plan to move forward and start addressing everything at the same time. If we can't figure out what the underlying cause of the problem is, we will never be able to fix the symptoms that you're experiencing. You see, we can't address this from the other direction. Like, if all we ever do is focus on symptoms and where those symptoms seem to be coming from, we're going to be chasing our tails, guys. It's kind of like, have you ever seen a stain in the ceiling? If you just manage this stain the way that most of medical is managing your symptoms, then your solution would be simply to paint over the stain. Presto, it's taken care of. No, it's not, right? You just painted over it. So you manage the symptom or you put a Band-Aid on it, right? Well, if you really want to figure out why the stain was there in the first place so it doesn't come back again, you have to peel back the layers of the ceiling and figure out where the leak is. The same thing goes for your health. You have to sometimes peel back the layers and look at you as a whole to figure out where are the leaks, where are the imbalances or the deficiencies. And once you have that, it's super easy to actually remedy and solve your problems. Your body is totally resilient. You just have to be able to identify where is it currently at? What are the offenders and lifestyle factors that have gotten you to this place? And once you have those details, then poof, you can totally change things. Your body is amazing at healing. It just needs a little help at times. All right, if you're sitting there now wondering, like, where in the world do I start with all of this? And how do I have this type of testing done? Like, here's the thing. I don't want you to waste another minute worrying about that or wondering. One of the key factors as to why you're feeling the way you are has to do with what you're actually eating. Now, if you look down in the description below, there's a link there for you. I have put together a 7-day meal plan that is basically going to help you eat your way back to better brain health. And guess what? It helps with the gut as well. Helps with a lot of areas in the body. This is one of the best ways to be eating if you want to actually achieve what I call total body mastery. In this meal plan, I've included your grocery list. I've laid out like how should you eat. So the meal plan itself, and super tasty, kid approved too, actual recipes for you. I've created these in mind of somebody who's busy that doesn't have time to cook multiple times a day or may not even be able to cook every single day. So there's planned overs in there for you to help make life doable and to help you make this shift. So that would be the best place for you to start with everything. This meal plan, guys, will help you feeling charged and more focused, more mental clarity, and just ready to take on life in no time. So remember, just go ahead and click that link down in the description below, and I will be seeing you soon. Until then, guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye.